I still don't believe you. Well, that was the message from Kenyan opposition leader Raila Odinga to Treasury Cabinet Secretary Henry Rotich today. Raila's message came almost immediately after Rotich released detailed documents prepared by his ministry in reply to persistent queries by the opposition on the 200 billion shilling sovereign bond. Rotich explained that every shilling from the Eurobond has been accounted for, but Raila maintained that at least 140 billion shillings is still missing.
For the better part of the year, there has been several concerns raised relating to the issuance of the sovereign bond, popularly known as the Eurobond, and the subsequent use of the proceeds, with the code leader Raila Odinga insisting that close to 140 billion Kenya shillings from the proceeds of the Eurobond cannot be accounted for. Raila had on Tuesday asked banks and Treasury to provide clarity on the Eurobond fund within 14 days.
Infrastructure. So tunauliza hiyo pesa ilijenga barabara gani? Kama reli ilijenga reli gani? Kama mradi ya maji ni gani? Kama ni stima ni gani?
And today, the Treasury Cabinet Secretary Henry Rotich came out armed with documents to show how the proceeds from the Eurobond were received and the process it took before it arrived in the country.
If you are saying the money is missing, then where did the central bank get these foreign exchange reserves, which is there? They have it in their books. So really, it's a little bit puzzling that the evidence are very clear, but we keep on just raising this issue time and again. According to the records provided by the Cabinet Secretary, the proceeds from the sovereign bond issued in June 2014 was $2 million, about 200 billion Kenya shillings. From this amount, he says commissions and legal fees were deducted to arrive at $1.9 million, about 190 billion shillings. This, he says, is what was received at the Central Bank of Kenya offshore account held by JP Morgan, Chase Bank, New York. We provide a comprehensive account of how we raise the money, charges, fees, payments that has been made with respect to that issuance, and the money that has been received in the consolidated fund.
Anasema Raila aje siku ya Ijumaa asante kwa ofisi yangu ndampatia wewe ile maripoti hiyo. Anafikiri mimi ni karani.
The CS also admitted that they had opened 2 offshore accounts, which he says was a standard international practice when issuing a bond in the international financial markets to open foreign designated currency bank accounts to facilitate receipt of the proceeds of the sovereign bond.
It's clear from those documentations that all the proceeds of the sovereign bond were fully accounted for and no money was lost as alleged.
But even as the CS struggled to set the record straight on this matter, the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga is still insisting that he is not yet convinced by Rotich's explanation. Raila fired off another statement Friday, saying that according to the Treasury's record, all externally financed development expenditure is accounted for before the Eurobond money is taken on board. Raila goes on to claim that according to Treasury's own records, only 110 billion shillings expenditure from the Eurobond money can be explained. According to Raila, this leaves at least 140 billion shillings from a 250 billion shillings Eurobond proceeds still missing.
Nyinyi mnafikiri kama waziri anaweza kualika waziri mkuu ataenda kuinama mbele yake? Hiyo ni ongwana.
Raila says Kenyans deserve an audit to determine if Kenya got value for the money from each ministry that received any part of the Eurobond cash.
These statements have been verified and also the Office of the Control of Budget has access to this information, and also the Auditor General. Already, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has stepped in and summoned the Treasury chiefs to provide details on the Eurobond saga.
Once we analyze and start investigating, we will be able to outline clearly where the problem lies and how much and by who and at what period of time.
This summons follows a directive by the Director of Public Prosecution, Keriako Tobiko, on the EACC and CID to investigate and give him a file within 10 days. Philip Keitany, KTN News.